I gotta
leave this all in.
Hello. Welcome to the Real Ramblers. My name is Bill. This is Lee.
We have fun.
We do. We are always laughing. So, welcome to the Ramblers. If you tuned in last week, we were discussing the Halloween franchise, and
there's a lot to say because there's 1,000 movies.
There was so much talking, we just ran out of damn time.
We were rambling too hard.
So this week we're going to discuss the new wave of Halloween, which would include the 2 Rob Zombie films and the 3 David Gordon Green films.
Yeah.
As we said last time, if you didn't tune in, we're both big fans of this entire series of the Halloweens. And there was a lot to love in the first 8 films, a couple of duds, but overall, solid series.
Happy Halloween, motherfucker. I can do it again because I did it last week.
Yeah, it's good. People were looking forward to hearing it again.
Yeah, they're like, do the Busta Rhymes impression.
So this week we're going to tackle the Rob Zombies, which the first Rob Zombie, the remake. As I said, John Carpenter applauded Rob Zombie for doing his own thing and not trying to copy John Carpenter's thing. People were very torn.
Yeah.
There was people who really fucking hated it.
Super hated it.
And then there was people who really loved it.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm in the love camp.
Me too.
I really like that. Like, so many people were like, don't explain Michael's past. He's better when it's a mystery. And it's like, yeah, in the original film.
Yeah.
This is
something different.
It's something different.
It's fine.
And I loved his backstory. I thought it was cool to make him an actual, like, to examine the creation of a serial killer.
Yeah.
And yet he still injected mystery.
Yep.
And almost a supernatural ability.
Yeah. He wasn't this time. I mean, in the originals, he was just a being of pure evil. Like, that's all Michael Myers was.
Yeah,
he was like
it's
a
never
force
explained.
of nature. Yeah, he was a force. Yeah, definitely not explained.
For all we know, that kid was normal before that night.
Yeah.
We don't know what, perhaps it was possession.
Perhaps.
But anyway, the Rob Zombie one is very different in all regards.
Yeah.
In tone, in story. I love the look of it.
Yeah.
I love Rob Zombie's griminess.
I feel like if in any character in any Rob Zombie movie, if I met them in real life, I would have to like bathe in Purell.
Oh yeah.
After like everybody just seems
Rob
like
Zombie loves
grimy.
his people to be disgusting.
Yeah. They all look like they
like-
live in a garbage dump.
Yeah. They're terrible. And their houses are terrible.
Yeah.
Everything about them is terrible.
Yeah.
And yet, with Rob's writing, he still made like the relationship between Michael and his mom something very real and touching. Amidst all that, like William Forsythe's character is the most vulgar, disgusting,
so gross
piece of shit guy.
Yeah.
It's like I've been introducing my daughter to horror movies and I was like, I should show her the Rob Zombie. And then I'm like, I would feel weird sitting in a room with her when like they're talking about, Michael. I don't even want to get into it.
Yeah.
But there's so much vulgar talk in it that I'm like, geez. I don't know.
Maybe. And it's funny because like she's 16 and we watched way worse stuff. She won't care. We watch way worse stuff younger.
Yeah.
But as a dad, I could see being like
I don't want to sit here with my daughter and listen to that.
Someone's going to call CAS.
Yeah. But yeah, I love Michael's backstory. I love the look of the movie. The mask was fucking great.
I love, the mask was great.
The mask is awesome.
And Tyler Mane was like...
amazing.
He's like 9 feet tall, so he just seems like... Yeah.
Threatening.
It's very, yeah.
And he's one of those guys like Kane Hodder that know how to... And Doug Jones.
Yep.
That know how to physicalize things.
For sure.
And his Michael was fucking terrifying.
Scary, yeah.
Really terrifying.
His fight with Ken Foree.
Yeah.
Joe Grizzly, bitch.
God, that fight's amazing.
Yeah. I love in the making of how they actually they weren't supposed to.
Yeah, Ken Foree said they basically really fought.
Yeah. And you can really tell when you watch it when he's like trying to smash the knife out of his hand.
Yeah,
like fucking bang, 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 and
it didn't look like stunt work.
No, they destroyed the set, and that was not planned.
And it was beautiful.
Oh, it was great.
It was amazing. Same with all the asylum stuff when he's in the orange mask.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I loved that orange mask, for one thing. It was creepy.
It was weird and creepy. I liked it, too.
The stuff with Danny Trejo was great.
Yeah.
I loved all that. I love all the new story elements.
Mm-hmm. I always confuse because there's the theatrical cut
and the work print.
The director's cut or whatever you want to call it. And it's like the theatrical cut had...
I always call the work print because it's never been officially released, so you can't.
Yeah, it's on. I've watched it.
Oh no, there's another work print that has other stuff.
Oh, geez. Okay, I don't know if I know about that.
Yeah, I have a bootleg. Don't come to my house and arrest me. Bootleg DVD of the work print.
Oh,
and it's even more different than the director's cut. And it has really good stuff in it. I really wish they'd do like an ultimate cut.
Wow, no kidding. Okay,
but yeah, the director's cut is even better. I think it's one of those director's cuts that I really like. The extra
Michael's
stuff.
escape is different than the theatrical cut.
Yeah, but again, it's one of those where there's some things I liked better in the theatrical,
Me too.
like alternates.
Yeah,
but anyway, all that stuff's great. The stuff with Michael as a kid and tackling his bully problems.
Oh yeah. Oh man,
like
when he
really
kills
good
that
stuff.
kid in the woods is like.
It's brutal.
Disturbing.
Yeah, brutal and disturbing and a cool precursor to what Michael would become.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I love it. I love that movie.
I appreciate that the take on Dr. Loomis is a different take too.
Very different.
I think that's the thing with remakes. We both are fans of, or pro remake, I should say, because I think we both like more remakes than we dislike.
Yeah.
And I think any successful remake should take the core elements of the original and then do a new version of it,
And there has been remakes where I've enjoyed it being very similar, like Let Me In to Let the Right One In.
That's true. Actually, yeah.
But
just because it was like a competent filmmaker and great cast.
Yeah.
Which really
and he went back to source material for the stuff that's different.
For sure.
So that was
but I love that, it's like we're not getting just a copycat of the 78 movie. It's so different. It's its own animal.
It is. And I really like what he did with it.
Yeah.
What about part 2?
When I saw part 2...
You initially didn't like it.
I hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, what the... they don't use the score in the whole movie. So that to me right away is like, it doesn't feel like a Halloween movie because there's no Halloween score.
I agree.
I didn't like, I don't know. It felt in, Rob Zombie really, like the White Horse stuff, which again, super divisive.
Yeah.
And it's all like the weird imagery and stuff. And I don't know. I think maybe that took me by surprise the first time I saw it.
But do you still feel that way?
No, I like it a lot now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I grow just to...
I'm exactly the same.
I appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah.
As like a Michael Myers movie, I don't know, but as its own thing, I'm
well,
cool
as
with
a Halloween movie, I think as a Michael Myers movie, it works because Michael is maybe the scariest Michael ever put on film is in that one.
He's really brutal. Yeah. And
like he's angry Michael in this one.
Yeah, because you can actually hear him.
Yeah.
Like when he's killing, and Octavia Spencer's in it.
Yeah.
Yay. But not for very long. But it's like you can hear him like angrily grunting.
Yeah.
Stabbing her and stuff.
It's like something really pissed him off in this one.
Yeah.
Like he's just out to slaughter the human race.
Yeah. Something we kind of forgot to talk about, but we can talk about it with this too, is that Danielle Harris came back, which was super cool to have her back in the series. And again, she's always great.
Actually, that's, with the Rob Zombie one, that's something we didn't mention was the casting was awesome.
Yeah. Brad Dourif.
So many great people. For the love
of God, Brad Dourif.
Yeah. Brad was great.
Yeah, as always. Did you like Scout Compton's Laurie Strode?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. Yep.
Yeah, she's a really good actress, and I really liked what she brought to it.
Yep.
And it's funny that in the grimy Rob Zombie world, in part 1 anyway, she felt like a non-Rob Zombie character.
Yeah, she was almost just like a sweet kind of...
She became a Rob Zombie character in the second one.
She dressed like Rob Zombie almost in part 2, like dreads and the hat. And,
I always thought it was funny because she's staying with Danielle Harris's character in the second one, and their bathroom is like the most disgusting, like it looks like a gas station bathroom in the worst place you've ever seen. And I'm like, how did Brad Dourif allow his daughter to turn their bathroom in his house into that?
It's like spray paint, graffiti, black.
But there's an Alice Cooper picture in it.
There isn't, and I feel like he was just like, she's working out her trauma, because I mean that's what
very accepting though. He'd be like, it's okay. My child can ruin my house. I'm all right with that.
Yeah, she almost died.
Yeah,
she's alive. Fuck up my bathroom.
And she did almost die. Big
time.
Oh
boy, yeah, it's amazing she survived. the first one, because I think she did get killed in H2, Danielle Harris.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoy 2 a lot for what it is now. And I even like the dream sequence stuff.
Me too.
Because it's a cool psychological element that's never been addressed with Michael.
Yeah.
Kind of like what everything did to his brain and how his brain works. And
I liked how they did it with,
and
Tyler.
The kid who played Michael. He was a nice substitute because the kid in the first one was great, but the kid in the second one was great too.
Yeah,
and they almost seemed like the same kid but different.
Yeah.
Like, he did a good job.
Aged up too much.
Yeah.
But I liked that they did the thing of Tyler Mane would be standing there and then young Michael would be in front of him speaking so that, he could communicate with Laurie.
Yeah.
I thought that was really neat.
Yeah.
It just had some interesting creative choices. And Michael is just such a butcher in it. And even his look, I mean, he doesn't, half his mask is gone.
Yeah.
When he does put it on, and it's just, you can see bearded Tyler Mane and he's got like a hood and stuff.
I love I think it's kind of universally called the hobo Michael look.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love that.
It's cool.
I thought he looked very cool.
Yep. I
always appreciate good costuming and production design when it comes to something that's well known, because it's hard.
It's
hard to reinvent and redesign something and make it still cool.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, which kind of leads us into the newer David Gordon Green series.
Now, for those of you who, nobody can see because this is a podcast and we're not doing video yet.
Yeah.
I am wearing a custom made by myself in the font of Halloween.
Yeah.
It says "Evil Dies Tonight" because you hate it, so I wore it.
That phrase now is actually like a PTSD trigger warning for me. It sets me off. But okay, so let's start it off by saying I was psyched when I heard this was coming out, and that it was going to be a trilogy.
Yep, Jamie back again.
Yep, and I was like,
which I was surprised with,
and cool that she seemed from the trailers like she's going to be a badass. Okay, now when we discuss these, I always say I hate them. I don't hate the first one.
Yeah. It didn't work for you.
I think it's kind of fun. Yeah. I enjoy elements of it.
Yep.
I thought Jamie Lee was great. I thought she was best in that one than out of that trilogy.
Right.
What we were just discussing about production design and costume design, they did a great job with Michael. Man. His new mask is beautiful.
It might be my favorite one. Maybe the first one, but I don't know. I love the distress so much.
I had NECA's original Michael figure, the one that came with the boy in the clown costume.
Okay.
And I actually got rid of him and replaced him with the new figure because I like the new look better than any of them.
No, yeah,
it's great because they went back to the original face, but then just did a few tweaks that just made it look super cool.
Yeah, I love it. It was
amazing. Really well done. Some of the story elements, I didn't find Michael that threatening or scary.
That's what I felt the first time I watched it, but I've really grown to like it and Kills, which we'll talk about. And I felt that way too. I felt like he wasn't threatening, but it's like I love that whole like one take shot of him, walking down the alley, like going into the houses, killing people. And it's like, holy shit, I love that now.
I like that, but I think it would have worked better if he was more threatening and more physically, I don't know, something about Michael's performance. I just didn't, he seemed like a dude wandering around in a costume. He didn't seem like a threatening, evil menace.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know what changed with me because I did feel like that, but I don't know, like that when he kills the podcasters in the bathroom, like dropping the teeth over the thing and like dragging them out. I don't know.
Yeah, that was neat.
I love the opening scene too. Just when they go to when he's at the institution.
Yep, I dug that.
I love that.
I dug that.
And he's like, say something, and then the dum, comes up. It was just,
and then I think all the side characters. A lot of them I didn't care for.
Right.
Laurie's dad, I didn't like that he was like that he had funny lines.
You mean her, not Laurie's dad, but Judy Greer's husband.
Yeah, Judy Greer's husband.
Yeah.
I was just, he felt way out of place. He felt like he walked out of a comedy.
Right.
And I just thought he didn't fit. And I think that was my main problem with the first one is so many things for me felt like they didn't fit.
Right.
I didn't like the doctor guy,
Yeah.
I didn't like his whole story.
I didn't like that at first,
character.
But looking back now at these movies, because I've watched them quite a bit, what I like about them, and we'll get into it with the second one, is that they really seem like they are about Michael's influence on everybody in Haddonfield and how what happened in 78 changed everybody.
I like the idea of that.
Forever, you know? So, just like...
I like the idea of it. I'm not fond of the execution of it.
Which is fine.
Thanks for
it's
me it's
you know
fine.
what, buddy? It's okay. Hey, you're allowed to think whatever you want. The end fight thing was cool. I don't know. I like that Laurie was as traumatized as she was, because that would be like a really fucked up thing to go through. And it's like she kind of was in H2O as well, because she was also like an alcoholic in that one too.
It's definitely my favorite of the three.
Right.
And I can like watch it. I don't hate it. But I just thought there was a lot of missed opportunities. Do
you like or dislike how they changed it, that they're not brother sister anymore?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Because even apparently like Carpenter was like, I wish I didn't do that.
Yeah.
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 So the music also amazing.
Yeah.
John Carpenter, what's his son's name? Cody. Their music on these are so good.
Yeah.
So I really like 2018. I was so with it at first. I really like it a lot now. Like a lot.
Yeah. Well, this is the point where Real Ramblers is going to go off the rails.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say go off the air. We're going off the air. We're not even going to talk about this.
I'm shutting down the podcast because I hate this one so much. So, okay.
Halloween Kills.
Halloween Kills. To me, this movie...
Wrong.
To me, this movie legitimately is not a horror movie.
Okay.
It's a fucking comedy.
Okay.
It is. I think it's so dumb.
Okay.
I think there's so many things that happen in it that are dumb, and that there's so much, I don't know whether it's intentional or not, humor, that it doesn't even register as a horror movie to me.
Okay.
Jamie Lee Curtis, criminally underused.
Yeah.
All the side characters are complete fucking dumbasses.
Okay.
Like, they're all dumb. Anthony Michael Hall's character
Tommy Doyle
is a fucking idiot. I was looking so forward to Tommy Doyle being back in it.
Yeah.
And he's like the biggest, dumbest moron. I just don't get him at all.
Dumbhead.
Like, he's just, every decision he makes in the movie is the worst decision anybody could ever make. It's like, let's get that guy, and come on, everybody. Everything he does is dumb. So don't even get me started with Evil Dies Tonight.
I'll tell you why it doesn't bother me.
I find all of that so dumb. And
but tell me one thing.
I like the idea.
You think it's dumb?
I like the idea of the town. See, this is just like the first one, where the ideas and the basic premise of the movie are great.
Right.
And I think it was executed terribly.
Okay.
The idea of the whole town coming together to find and destroy Michael is awesome. I love that idea. And I find that they're all so dumb
okay.
that it becomes funny. Like, every time one of them opens their mouths and is like, yeah, Evil Dies Tonight. It's like, what are you doing?
Spot on impression.
What are you doing? What are you saying? And then going after this, like, guy who's shaped like Danny DeVito and thinking that might be Michael Myers. Are you a complete moron? How could you possibly think that's Michael Myers?
Mob mentality.
But not realistically.
Well,
they know what Michael Myers. This town grew up with Michael Myers.
Yeah, but they haven't seen him for so. I mean, I get it. Like, trust me. Like, okay, I love this movie. Yep. Is it perfect? Definitely not. I remember I saw a sneak.
Jay's face is funny right now. Did you not know he loves it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, interesting. Jay didn't know.
I just don't know how he could.
Thank you.
I do. I'll tell you. Let me ramble.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna ramble, guys.
Go.
So I saw this pre-screening, and I was just like, "Holy fuck!" This is like, I wanted to go into it like hoping for like Michael Myers mayhem.
Yeah.
Boy, howdy, did we get that. The opening, like when he's killing. Okay, first, and I know you'll agree on this. The flashback stuff to the 70s.
Oh my God,
incredible.
Technically, like, it's great. That opening sequence is brilliant.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they achieved. I could literally set up 2 TVs in my living room, play that and play the original 1978, and it looks like it's like cutting room floor footage.
Yep.
They matched it
the
beautifully.
Loomis stuff. The fact that they just put makeup on a guy is shocking.
Dude,
I thought it was like
when I was watching that in the theater and Loomis came in, I'm like, man, that is awesome CG.
Me too.
And then I read the article that it was a dude in makeup, and I'm like, what?
I know, unbelievable.
It blew my mind.
Yep.
And it made me want them to be like I want to see a whole movie with that dude playing Loomis.
Totally. And that guy was he's not like an actor. He's just like a craft.
I own the David Gordon Green trilogy on 4K, and I only own it for that scene. Seriously, it's amazing.
So when it cuts to like the burning house and Michael versus all the firemen, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Like it just such a bloodbath.
Yeah.
And I like
cool
that.
Scene.
Yeah. I like that a lot. And what I liked is the fact that in like a lot of the horror movies and stuff, we never see the influence of the trauma on the whole town. And that's what I do like about this one. I like that everyone is so fucked up. Like Michael Myers changed Haddonfield forever and changed everybody forever.
And like I said, I agree with you that premise is amazing. But I don't understand how you think it was executed well. Like, how do you think those Evil Dies Tonight mob scenes, how do you watch those and take them seriously?
Because for me, it's just like everybody is like, the fact that it's like, fuck, Michael's back. Everybody is so fucking scared that like it turns into a mob mentality.
But they don't seem scared. They just seem like crazy loony people.
That's it. They're like that's what it seems to me, that they're so, it's such a panic and it's such a mob mentality that they're like, and the Evil Dies Tonight, why that doesn't bother me is because there's always like, you look at protests for whatever, there's always like, hell no, we won't go. There's always slogans. There's always catchphrases to go with like political movements or like protests and stuff. So
still, I get it. And I get the Evil Dies Tonight that they could be doing that. But I thought it was executed by all the actors badly. Like, I think that they actually, like, when they said it, it came across funny.
Yeah.
You didn't think it did?
No. To me, it just seems like...
It's so weird.
Like, they are so fucking scared. And it's just turned into this like crazy like it is, and there's a lot of scenes in this that are like
strange thing that it's like
how just perception and I mean like it's all subjective, right?
Yeah.
And like a lot of this movie, I almost felt like it was like almost a bit of a bummer in that like, and I never felt this way watching a Halloween movie, like when he kills that old couple and that woman is watching her husband get like stabbed.
That scene's great.
It's insane. Yeah. And I'm just like, oof, that's brutal. Hard to watch. Very brutal.
Yeah.
It's not without cool parts, but I'm with Bill. I still don't really understand how you can watch that and not laugh.
Like I didn't find it. See, I think if that was, I don't know whether it's written or performed. If it was written or performed differently, I think it would have been very emotional and very like, oh my God, these people are terrified and like it's panic.
Yeah.
But literally, when I
out of a scene, I felt like
I thought they're acting.
I remember we were sitting there and we were both just like, "What's happening?"
Like it seemed comedic.
Yeah, that's totally like legit. For whatever reason, it clicked with me.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. So
I just find it fascinating, and the reason I keep talking about it is because I don't think I've ever encountered a movie where this has happened.
No. I mean, we're usually pretty on the same page.
But it's not even like your opinion, my opinion. I've never encountered a movie where people don't see the same.
It's like they're not seeing the same movie.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. It's really weird.
I've literally had people say that, like, I don't think we were watching the same movie.
Yeah,
there was something else too. There was something recently, I can't remember what it was, and they're like, I think you were watching Cobweb, which I loved.
Yeah, Cobweb was great.
So that could be on our Halloween watch list. And someone I was talking to was like, I think you were watching a different movie because I hated it, and I was like, weird, but perception, subjectivity.
Yeah.
So yeah, I obviously I wish there was more Michael versus Jamie Lee in it because they didn't even like meet.
No.
I liked the when they fucking Michael was out in the street and it was like everyone like circled him.
See, again, hated that.
Yeah.
I hated it because I thought if everybody was scared when that scene started, I'm like, oh, this could be cool. And then they did that like old kung fu movie thing where they're like, you go. Okay, now you go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if it was really a scared mob, I thought they should have all attacked at the same time.
I just look at that like if that was like a fucking lion, You know what I mean? Like, people are afraid to get close to it.
See, I don't agree with that. Yeah. I think if everybody was surrounding a lion in the jungle and and everybody had a spear, they'd be like, our best chance of taking this guy out is for everybody to spear it at once.
And I get that.
Like, why would any one person that's terrified in that group be like, I'm going to take on Michael by myself?
And nobody would do that. Times in it where people were like 3 people were like, ding, dong, ding, ding.
Yeah, but the rest of them were watching.
Well, I mean, some of them were shooting him. Some of them were, you know what I mean?
And then I also found it weird that Tommy's like, wow, nothing's killing this guy. I'll attack him with my bat.
Yeah.
It seemed dumb. Yeah. Again, dumb. That it's like, nothing's killing him. You think you're going to do something with your bat? It's just, I don't know. It just didn't work.
Yeah. So either way, we're divided on it, but that's okay, because that's the fucking great thing.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, that's the great thing about movies.
I think that's the thing about it, though, is that I liked the themes of it and the ideas of it so much that I felt really let down that it wasn't executed the way I thought it should have been.
I just, I really liked the murders. Who
doesn't?
I like Michael was like a real threat to me. Okay.
So for time, let's move to 3, because there's not a lot to discuss about 3.
Here's the thing. Okay. Go ahead. No, you please go first.
Okay. All that I want to say about 3 is 1, great opening.
Yep.
It had nothing to do with Michael, but great opening.
Yep.
I thought, again, the choices in 3 Halloween Ends were dumb. Because it felt like if it was a standalone movie and you just wrote out all the Michael stuff, it would have been a really cool little indie horror movie about how a killer is formed. I don't know why they decided to like, hey, in the third part of our Michael Myers trilogy, let's do a movie that's really not at all about Michael Myers. I don't know why Michael would have retreated to a sewer and just sat there for so long. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why he wouldn't, Michael has a drive to kill. Why would he just fucking sit there?
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
And the whole, I don't even remember the character's name.
Corey.
Okay. Yeah. His whole storyline felt like it had nothing to do with this trilogy. Again, choices. If they would have had something even small in 1 and 2 about him, it would have made sense.
Yep.
But to bring a brand new character into the third part of a series is a weird decision.
Yeah, super weird.
It was well made, looked good.
Yep.
I thought the acting and stuff was better than the second one.
Right.
And like I said, that opening was killer, but it felt all wrong for this trilogy.
Yeah, I just rewatched it again yesterday. I watched it even with the director commentary because I was like, tell me why you made these choices.
Yeah, did they?
Not really. They just talked about making the movie. Right. They did a little bit here and there. So for me now, the first time I watched it, I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Yeah.
I was really mad at it.
Same.
Over time, and it's funny because there's a lot of people that love it, really love it, and it's funny that David Gordon Green knew that he was making this very different than the other ones, because even the opening credits, the font of Halloween was the Halloween 3 font, and it wasn't the
so it's his way of saying this is completely different.
Totally. So it's like, I respect you for doing different stuff.
I've read that he decided, like, I've done 2 and they were big box office hits. So now is my chance, since it's the third and nobody can stop me. I'm just going to do whatever I want.
Yeah. So the way I look at 3 now is the way I kind of look at the movie Queen of the Damned.
Okay.
As a sequel, terrible.
Yeah.
As a movie on its own, just to watch it, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
If they had made...
See, now I wouldn't mind it if there was no Michael.
Yeah, I was just going to say...
But now, if I went back and watched it now, I'd be like, I'm enjoying this guy's story. And then Michael would pop up and I'd be like, what the fuck's he doing here?
I totally get that. It's like, I don't love it. It's down on my list. Had they made a different part 3... with more Michael, and stuff like that, cool. And then if this one was like a part 4 that was just about how Michael, his
or almost like not
legacy.
A part 4, but like a parallel story.
Something, yeah. Or just about how, like Haddonfield is forever scarred, even if Michael's dead.
You know what would have been cool? I'm just going to throw in.
Yeah.
What if he made this side movie about this dude, and kind of as an ancillary thing in the background, you see the events of what would have been his part 3 happening alongside.
Yeah.
That would have been pretty
really cool.
neat.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the thought that Michael affected this town so bad that, Michael's dead now and gone 100%.
Yeah.
But the town is like, they need a new boogeyman to hate or whatever, because that's just the trauma effect of the town. That's a neat idea. It's like, it's almost like
that's my analysis of the entire trilogy is that all the ideas are great. And I thought the execution of those ideas was not great.
Yeah. I don't know if we have time. I can try and give you my ranking, but it's my ranking today, which could change tomorrow.
Do it quick.
Okay. So my number one spot, this is how I put them. It could change again. Halloween 1, Halloween 4, Halloween 3. Then I put the 2018 and then Kills.
Yeah.
And then Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Are you like Kills more than Rob Zombies? Wow.
I just really like it. It's fun. But it could change tomorrow. I could watch Rob Zombies again and be like, no, I'd move it.
Yeah.
So Kills, Rob Zombie's Halloween, the original Halloween 2.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Right.
H2O.
Yeah.
Part 5, Part 6, Ends, and then Resurrection.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'd be somewhere. I didn't do a ranking, but I'd be fairly close to that.
Yeah, you just put the David Gordon Greens much lower. Yeah, Resurrection for sure is the worst, and now that's funny because Ends is my second last now.
Yeah.
But now having just kind of rewatched it again, and if I put my mind in a certain frame, maybe because it is like it's acted well, it's shot well.
Well, that's the funny thing. Even though I don't like the David Gordon Greens, but I would watch them before I watched Curse or Resurrection.
Yeah.
For sure I would.
Faux show.
Yeah. Well,
so there we go.
And I will just say that as we close out, this will the people will be listening to this after Exorcist Believer opens. But
fingers crossed.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed. And it's funny that, I hate the dude's trilogy and I'm so excited for his new horror movie.
Well, he said there's not going to be any comedy or anything like that in this. So
I hope, because Exorcist is very, very dear to my heart.
Sure.
And it's something I'm very, very passionate about. And it's funny. I didn't mention that before about franchises because for some reason I don't know why I don't consider Exorcist a franchise.
Yeah,
I guess because it's not the same thing.
No,
they feel like separate films
for sure.
But I love The Exorcist so much, and 3. They are both to me. Those two are equal, and I'm really I have big 2's. Everybody writes off 2 as being one of the worst films in history. And I find there's some stuff in there to enjoy. It's batshit crazy.
Right, I'll watch stuff to enjoy.
But anyway, I am psyched. Hopefully we will be talking in a future episode about what we thought of Exorcist Believer. But I'm in David Gordon Green's corner that he is going to do this justice, and I hope. Trailers look great. We'll find out soon.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's it for our second round of Halloween stuff. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Real Ramblers.
Yeah, I guess that's. Oh, here comes our friend Brew, Dr. Stephen Brew.
No,
come back again.
Hey, do Brule chanting evil dies tonight.
Engels dies tonight.
Engels.
Hey, just remember on Halloween when you're dressed up like ghosts and goblins to check your pillowcase of candy. Make sure there's no rusty old nails or shavers in there because that'll make your candy not taste very good.
Ghosts and goblins. Oh my God.
And put on your Bro Hangler and Leroy mask.
This is the longest outro in the history of the Real Ramblers.
Have Halloween Brew.
See you next time, folks.
Thanks for listening to The Real Ramblers. Follow us on Instagram at Real Ramblers. That's REEL Ramblers. And you can follow Lee at Lee Howard _art and Bill at JustTheBill1138.